I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome if you have been here multiple times before, and hey, I'm so glad you found it if you have never been here before. My name is Julia, and I am with Julia Sue's Stamping. I'm passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafting, making cards. Most of all, I'm passionate about sharing the fun of how to do all of that with you. Welcome to my channel, and today this video is using Stampin Blends, a little bit of other types of media with that, and a really pretty case card, clean and simple. So let's get started. The stamp sets that I am using for this card are the Spotlight on Nature, specifically the butterfly and the flowers, and then the saying is going to be, the sentiment will be the I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend from Irresistible Blooms. Starting off with a piece of basic white cardstock, and hey, all the details of everything used will be listed on my blog and my website, which is listed right here, so please be sure you check it out. I took a piece of cardstock, I folded it in half so I have it all done there, and then with the Spotlight in Nature dies, I took this circle and used a piece of scrap basic white paper, cut it out using the cut and emboss machine. I love all the details in this. It's so pretty, really cool looking. All right, so the next thing is the stamps that I was talking about. Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and because the image that will be stamped is bigger than the ink pad goes to it. Smaller item to the larger item. I'm going to go ahead and put it at an angle on the front of the card and go down and up. Beautiful image. Now I'm going to stamp that also on here, and I want to have this end up looking a little bit and centered on the card, bringing in a piece of grid paper to use underneath that kind of eyeball where I'm going to end up wanting my image to go on this die cut piece. Now I'm going to ink up the stamp again and kind of keep that for a moment so I've got an idea of where I need it to be. Put it onto my scrap, and now I'm going to, it was right around here, I think. So I go down and up with that. Perfect. All right. That looks great. And when I put it on, it will go on like that. And that's not too far from being centered on there, so pretty good. Okay. So I don't get any ink on myself, I'm going to cover that up. Bring in some balmy blue along with a blending brush. I'm going to use the Stampin Blends to color this image, but I'm going to have some fun using different mediums in there as well. So I'm inking up a blending brush with the balmy blue and rubbing that onto this image that I stamped. I'm going to use the spotlight technique on this card. And I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that color of blue. Set these items aside as well as that, and then I'm going to use a silicone sheet and color with the markers, beginning with an outline of my image, and that way it helps keep the lighter color from bleeding through the lines. And I'm going to work in a small section at a time because that allows the ink to stay wet and blendable. There. Now I'm going to bring in the darker color and outline on the sides and any other lines that are in there to add depth and dimension to the inked image. Coloring again, taking it in, layering the ink on it, and the alcohol marker will dry a little bit lighter than how it looks at the moment. So it will lighten up a bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. Work in sections. I do a little bit of a round circular motion when I'm coloring. And I'll speed this up. Now for the green. Using a lighter shade of the green to begin, and then I will move on to the darker shade of green. And when I'm done, it looks like this. Excellent. So then I'm going to simply place this onto the card using dimensionals. Lining it up so that the spotlight technique shows up and it matches the piece that was stamped on the base of the card. The last thing is the sentiment. I'm going to ink it up with the Memento Tuxedo Black and then place it down and up right here on the card. Perfect. And then on a piece of scrap paper, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the butterfly. Coloring in the butterfly using the markers as well. And I like to be sure to blend the colors together really well on this. So I start off with the yellow. And for the body, I'm going to, it didn't stamp as darkly as I would like. So I'm going to color that in with a Stampin' Write marker. Let's make sure it's nice and dark. I'll speed up this coloring. Then it's very important to go ahead and blend your colors in together, layering the coloring in and blending the markers. That's why they're called Stampin' Blends. You're going to blend it in and help those colors just meld together. And going in with the yellow again as well. And that's why I like to use the silicone underneath. It really helps keep it from bleeding through. Using the paper snips, we're going to fussy cut. I'll speed this up as well. And the last thing we're going to do is going to adhere the butterfly to the front of the card. And I'm going to use some liquid adhesive. Kind of lift up the butterfly just a little bit on the wings there, adding a bit of dimension. And that's it. The Stampin Blends, the spotlight technique, so many beautiful things happening on this card. That's it. So quick, so easy. Please give the video a thumbs up. All the details are listed on my blog, on my website. Please be sure you check it out, listed right up there. And I am really looking forward to seeing you again. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.